If you are feeling drowned in the sea of sins, when your heart is constantly berating you from the inside, then it is a return back call from your Creator. If you are looking for a proper direction to refreshen your Iman, then our best-selling book, 100 Heart-Touching Stories to Revive Your Iman and Faith, must be your most preferable selection to read right now. The link is in the description box below.
Barack Obama and his wife Michelle Obama have produced a strange film that goes by the name of Leave the World Behind. This movie gives us a peek into what billionaires and some of the most powerful and the wealthiest people in the world think about the world right now. You will not believe when I tell you that they are expecting the end of the world and are viciously preparing for it too. Now, in the movie there are some weird things happening to the bigger part of the world. There are earthquakes, floods, destruction of the crops, bombings and fire. And a little girl from a small town runs from the fire and hunger and reaches a house standing all alone in the middle of a peaceful place. She enters the house and reaches the basement of the house. There she sees plantation, greenery, electricity, solar panels, water and all kinds of foods. The story takes another direction, but the point here is that this movie has given us the idea of bunkers or rescue places where one can take refuge and hide and live a normal life when the rest of the world breaks into pieces. A similar news has resurfaced in the real world as well, brothers and sisters. Founder and CEO of Meta, Mark Zuckerberg, has been building a huge bunker beneath his house. It is a spacious underground house with all emergency life amenities, including artificial farming.
Investigation reveals that Mark Zuckerberg is creating a massive underground bunker worth $100 million in Hawaii. This is something that needs to be talked about, especially after Leave the World Behind came out, and the features on this house or underground bunker is absolutely wild. So years ago, he bought a massive plot of land that could fit 500 football fields worth $170 million. The land plus the construction makes it the largest private project ever. Property is covered by security guards and large walls, so no one can see what's being built, and all the workers are signed to an NDA, which is almost unheard of. Now let's get to the features. It will have 12 buildings and 30 bedrooms and bathrooms with 2 mansions that are connected by an underground tunnel that branches into an underground bunker. It's going to have its own energy, food, and water supply, a living space, a mechanical room, and an escape hatch that can be reached by a ladder. It'll be soundproof, they'll have blind doors that are operated by keypads, and it'll be made with metal filled with concrete, which basically makes it indestructible. The real question is, does Zuckerberg and all these other billionaires making bunkers know that something is coming, or are they just preparing for the worst?
This rings a bell, doesn't it, brothers and sisters? Do you remember the people of Samud? They were extremely talented and strong, experts in constructing huge buildings and monuments using stone. The Quran mentions how the society grew very proud of their accomplishments and began building huge castles, palaces and other structures as status symbol of their power. This is mentioned in Surah Ash-Shu'ara, ayat 128 till 129. Do you construct on every elevation a sign amusing yourself? And take for yourself palaces and fortresses that you may abide in eternally. They were given a chance by Allah to turn back to Him, especially knowing what had happened to the people of Ad for their disobedience. The Quran mentions the warning from Prophet Hud, who said, "Will you not fear Allah?" They believed that nothing could ever happen to them because they have built themselves huge stone buildings where they can take refuge and protect themselves if and when the world ends. But guess what happened? They got what the Almighty intended to give them, and that was their punishment. The land was violently shaken, destroying all living creatures in it. There was one terrific cry which had hardly ended when the disbelievers of Saleh's people were struck dead, one and all, at the same time. Neither their strong buildings nor their rock-hewn homes could protect them. The disbelievers of Samud had no ally that day. They had incurred the wrath of Allah, which caused them to be destroyed before they realized what was happening. These non-believers, with loads of money and power, could do all they can. But when the Almighty intends to end the world, end their lives, or punish them, nothing will be sufficient to save them.